What are you up to?
I'm playing this game, but I keep failing at this one level.
A man can fail many times, but it's not a failure until he's given up.
Ooh, dropping some gems.
You know how I do.
That'd be a really good idea for an episode. Family sayings.
Oh my gosh, I love that idea.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Alrighty.
Where'd everybody go?
Yes, definitely.
It should be a real fun episode.
Yeah.
Funny.
Right.
Yeah, I can't wait to get into it actually, because I do have some questions about origins of certain,
Okay.
quotes and things like that.
How they got started?
Cultural,
Oh, cultural saying.
the
Yeah,
cultural
valid theory.
sayings, and I think that part is interesting.
Right.
Yeah.
Your mom and my dad are both from the South.
Right.
That means they
So
were full.
They're the ones who had a lot of the sayings.
All of the,
Right?
Pretty much. My father being from Jamaica, I don't think I remember any quotes. I'm sure they have them.
Maybe he just wasn't a quote guy.
Yeah, maybe he wasn't a quote guy because I'm sure they have them, and
Right.
you probably wouldn't understand if I said them.
I was gonna say, that's kind of that'd be one of those things where
Yeah.
it's kind of
Actually, now that I think about it, I
it's
think
like,
they
what?
do, but you wouldn't understand what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Right. You got to see if you can go in the recesses of your mind to
Right.
remember some of those,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
Just look back and just like,
Rascal, you
Things like that.
Exactly.
That's
it's like that was
Things
things like that.
But I know one of my favorite ones that I know you specifically kind of like, always said this one, but it's a quote from Maya Angelou, and it's basically when people show you who they are, believe them, and
That's 1,000% true.
Yeah, that's in experiences I've realized that to
Right.
be true
Yeah.
for sure.
It resonates. That
definitely.
resonates, definitely.
right, because it's hard to, I guess, kind of hide the initial, and then also just reading into the energy too. I'm big on that.
You're big into reading energies
And matching energies.
and matching energies.
Like that. Yeah, I know.
Exactly.
I know
Jeremiah
that's
is
the
all
thing.
about matching energies.
So that's how that applies to your life. That's how it resonates.
Well, can you describe what matching energies kind of entails,
Right.
at least for you guys?
So basically, I guess that can go into another saying, which is treat people how you want to be treated.
Absolutely. Okay.
Yes.
I guess that's another way of saying that.
Okay.
Because if you come to me cool and you come and, then I'll act accordingly. But if you
Right.
come at me crazy, what's going to stop me from coming at you crazy?
There's a bunch of things that apply to that whole thing, right? Okay, like don't start none, won't be none.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Don't start, none won't be.
And
none.
that's a big one of mine. Don't start none, won't be none. Or you decide how today's gonna be.
Oh, I like that one. I like that one. Or sort of the one that's been going around a lot,
Right.
sort of in the same way, F around and find out.
I like that one too.
Yeah.
That's a
That's
good one.
around and find out.
Good one.
Yeah.
It's true.
It's
I
all
love the
the
matching
same.
energies. And the Maya Angelou quote, believe, when people show you who they are, believe them. I think what happens and how that kind of resonates is you want to think the good of people. You want to think that people are genuinely good, but there's a certain point where they show themselves. And since you innately, or some of us, I know for myself, I want to think of people, I want to give people the benefit of the doubt. That's
Right.
something that I kind of grew up with.
Right.
But when they show you, govern yourself accordingly.
Govern yourself accordingly.
I think it's
And
a thing
believe
of too,
them.
right? Because people, you can't hide. What is that? You can't hide from yourself,
Oh.
no matter where you go. There you are. It's true. You can't. Right? It's true. You can only be you.
That's right.
You can't hide. You can try to, put a little false something on it, but you're gonna show who you are,
It's going to
Yeah.
come out.
and you
Absolutely
gotta
gonna
believe
come
it. It's
out.
gonna come out.
It's gonna come out.
You're going to show your true
Absolutely.
colors.
It's going to come out.
True colors.
Shine
Oh,
through.
okay. You got a little American Idol going on,
Right?
Go
Different
ahead, tell
show.
the
Different topic.
Right.
Oh,
But,
man.
Yeah, no, that's definitely a good family saying, and I think, well, saying in general, and it
Yeah,
applies in that
exactly.
way.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, what are some other types of sayings that you've heard growing up? So, we talked about Maya Angelou when we applied it to a lot of different things. What's some other stuff?
I think you had like something from your mom, right?
Nana.
Well, I mean, it's the classic. A hard head makes a soft behind. We all heard that one.
I've heard that one even from my mama.
Oh, yeah. And she from Brooklyn.
And she,
Yes.
that's
Well,
right.
you know.
That's right.
And basically, you know what that means. I mean, you don't listen, it's going to be consequences, basically.
Repercussions.
And repercussions.
Repercussions.
In the form of a soft behind. I
Yeah,
think.
in
That's
the
right.
form of soft behind.
But what does it really mean? What does that mean? Because you said it. You said what it meant in another kind of saying. So what do you mean when with that saying?
What do I mean with that?
Yeah.
Basically, I mean, it's like a hard head makes a soft behind. So just like I said, if you don't listen, a hard head, so you do something that you're not supposed to
Right.
do,
You're
you're going to be in
hard-headed.
trouble.
Yeah.
Are you gonna get a spanking because it's soft behind?
Yeah.
You gotta put it
yeah.
where the goats
The
can
brass tacks.
get. The brass tacks. See, we
Okay.
just-
You
we
gotta
just- we
you
got a
gotta
lot
break
of
it.
them.
You gotta break it
Break
down.
it down.
You
You're
know?
going to get that behind whip.
Right. Exactly.
If you know.
Exactly.
Hard-headed meaning being hard-headed, stubborn.
Stubborn.
Stuff, right.
Right.
Hard-headed, not
Yeah.
listening. But, yeah, and, not that we're, promoting, punishment, what is it, corporal punishment?
Corporal punishment.
Yeah.
But I mean, growing up, that's just,
Right.
Right.
How
Well,
that
these
was
kids
back then.
they don't even know
Nah,
what spankings
because
are,
we never,
right?
we never.
I wouldn't say that
we never-
exactly,
Oh, come
but
on.
I might have tapped that butt once,
Yeah,
one
but-
little tap.
A little tap from your hands to a 5-year-old kind of hurts. But
we were good kids, so
Yeah.
generally speaking, it was okay.
Yeah, you were very good kids.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you were. So there was none of that.
We
Y'all-
were spared.
I don't even think Maya was ever on punishment.
She was never on punishment. Not once.
I think I was for maybe like
I don't
a
remember.
few hours.
And Marcus
and then
on
you were
punishment
like,
for
okay.
school stuff.
Right,
Not
exactly.
doing work,
Right.
school work.
What about timeout? Maybe timeout.
Maya?
Yeah, maybe
even
timeout.
remember.
Maybe
Maybe.
I don't even
timeout.
think I got it.
Yeah, I know.
See,
You
I was a
guys-
good kid.
You
I
were
didn't-
good. You kids
we
were
were
good.
good.
You
We were good.
You were good.
So
All
what
right.
are some other sayings that like we
Ooh.
had? Like I know your father also had some sayings. We have a lot of sayings
yeah.
from like the grandparents, right?
Yes,
Oh,
absolutely.
he
My
has
dad-
1,000 sayings.
He's a walking saying.
He's a
book.
walking saying. Yeah.
My mother has a few of them, but my dad, like we said, hard head, make us off behind. We were talking about earlier. I'm not one of your little friends.
Oh, your mom
That's a
said
big
that.
one. I'm not, and she said that a lot.
Yeah.
I'm not one of your little friends.
Yeah.
Dad was little friend at one point,
Dad,
right?
no, Dad,
My name was Friend.
no, Dad was company.
Company.
Oh,
No,
he was-
I'm
Dad
sorry.
He was company. Yeah.
Company.
My name was Company.
Right.
Oh, that sounds like a
Yeah, company.
Verdel, your company has to go home.
shout out to Grandma.
I'm right here.
Jeremiah.
Jeremiah, you know me.
I told you.
I told you my name several times.
That's funny.
But she used to say, yeah, I'm not one of your little friends. But my dad, tons of saying. One of the things that he always says is, you're never too old to learn. And I think you were talking about that one because you mentioned one of Grandpa's sayings. So how does that kind of resonate with you?
I would say it's pretty much in the title itself, right? You're never too old to learn. So no matter what age you are, a kid, an adult, young adult, senior citizen, all that, you're never too old to learn something new. You're never too old to even unlearn certain things that you might have known before, but you need to, unlearn it.
You know what?
That major key.
Yeah, that's true.
Learning never stops.
Yeah, and
Learning
I
never
love
stops.
to see that in people.
Yeah.
Because I think you're never too old to learn is synonymous with live your life. You're here. You're among
Right.
the living. So
Right.
don't stop.
Don't stop. Right. You don't have to stop at a certain point because
That's
you're
right.
a certain age.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Keep it moving.
Definitely.
And I guess as you get older, you kind of think, oh man, that time has passed.
Right. Things are passing.
I can't do that anymore. And I think as a older, getting older, we're on the, the other
last end
side,
of your-
right?
Yeah.
So we're in the fourth quarter. Well, maybe.
Maybe
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe the third quarter. We're in the third quarter.
Yeah,
right?
I'd say,
We're
yeah,
in the
I
third
know.
quarter. All right.
Easy.
Sorry. We're in the third quarter. We are in the third quarter. But when you get to that,
Right.
to the second half of the game,
Right.
you start
Thinking about things.
thinking, and that you can't do it.
different.
But I remember there was this AARP commercial, and they had people that were like in their 50s, and they were doing these things, and that commercial kind of
Gave you life.
encouraged me. Yeah, it really encouraged me because I could do whatever I want at any age.
Especially now, in terms of advances in medicine and all
Right,
that.
and
You
technology.
and technology and all that stuff. People are living longer, so you have all your best years ahead of you.
I have breath.
Yeah.
Right. And the crazy part about that too, though, is as you get older, you may be able to do more things, or you are, because you have means.
Amen.
Because when we were younger, we were broke, trying to make things happen.
Yeah.
And you didn't have the means to do things. Now you
Now
got,
you have the means. You've been around the block a couple
right.
times.
Yep. And the knowledge. So why not?
Yeah.
Right,
Exactly.
absolutely.
I love seeing older people like learn new things and get
Oh, yeah.
excited about that. I love it. It's
Being
cool.
in adult
Please, when
ed
grandma
classes
learned,
and stuff. And
yeah.
Like
when
your
grandma learned to text, I was like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you said, you're still here. Why not
That's
learn
right.
something new? You
It's
learn
right.
something new every day.
As long as you have breath, you can learn something.
All right, so listen, I'm gonna need to hear some more of your father's quotes, because
Oh,
he has a lot of. Give me one or two more.
Oh my goodness. Family and God first.
He says that all the time.
He always says that.
Right.
He
put it where the
No, that's Joe Madison.
Oh yeah,
Put it where the goats can get it.
that's
Yeah.
a good one. Shout out to Joe Madison.
Yeah.
What else? I don't know what else does my dad say.
So something about Carter got liver pills. What is
You say something. He got more X, Y, and Z
Then
than
Carter
Carter
got
got
liver-
liver pills.
And
Carter.
Yeah,
Jim-
it was
I
Carter.
guess he
Jimmy
means
Carter,
Jimmy
I
Carter.
think. Yeah.
And I guess he had liver pills.
Right, yeah. Somebody.
I think he
please
did
school
explain
us.
that once,
Yeah,
and that when it was along
Because he says
those
that all the
lines.
time.
Right. Does a bear doo-doo in the woods?
There's a bad doo-doo in the
So
woods.
in other words, if somebody says something is true or they're
Right.
co-signing on what you're saying,
Right.
does a bear doo-doo in the woods? The
Right.
answer
It's like
is yes.
Right.
Yeah.
It should be obvious. Basically.
It should be obvious.
One that I always got as a kid from him: eyes bigger than your belly.
How did we forget
How did
that?
we forget that one?
That's like his number one.
That's his number one.
Because he's the food harasser. That's his number
That's
one
his
saying.
number one saying. Eyes bigger than
Your
your belly.
eyes are bigger than your belly,
Yeah.
Marcus. That's a
Classic.
good one. Classic.
Classic.
Yep.
God.
What? Anything else? What about your mom? Your mom. Come on. Your mother had a bunch of things that she would say all the time.
No, but I'm blanking on Mom. God bless her. She had a bunch of things. I don't know. Maybe during the course of this it'll come.
Right,
I'm
right.
blanking on that.
One of the quotes that, and it's a quote, it's not necessarily a family saying, but it is a quote that I kind of govern my life, or when I heard this, it really changed me profoundly. It really did. And that's the power of words. So Toni Morrison was on Oprah, and she was talking about when your child when your child walks in the room, do your eyes light up? And when she said that, it went through me. Because she says that's all a child wants to. I get very emotional about that quote because it changed the way that I was with you and Maya. It really did. It changed me profoundly because
Come on, y'all.
because it's so powerful, And so when you see me staring at you, like I look like a crazy lady, I'm just so excited that you're my children. You're our children. We created you, and that's really something that is part of who I am.
That's awesome. That's deep. That's deep. I like that. Ooh, that's a lot.
Okay.
Oh my
Conversation took
Yeah. Sorry, everybody.
Okay, that's all good.
That's a beautiful thing.
That's a beautiful thing.
And
Exactly.
we love you too, Mom.
Yeah, we appreciate it, Mom.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I'll do my last quote because then I'm going to be quiet and I'm going to listen because I'm done. Right, I'm done. The other one is another one that I really kind of embodied, and again, it's another quote, and it's Maya Angelou, and she says, "When you learn, teach, and when you get, give."
That's your go-to.
That's my go-to. That's my showstopper, y'all.
Yeah, that's kind of your
Dun, dun,
like
dun.
that's your tagline essentially.
That's my tagline. I have it in my email at work because you can't, and I learned this a long time ago too, you can't hold in what you have. You're
Share.
meant to share. You're meant to give. You're meant to teach whatever you learn. That's just part of it's part of my purpose for sure.
Yeah,
And I
that's
think-
part of the purpose for people to be here.
Exactly, and I think what's important about that is definitely with going along with all the sayings that we have is passing down all of this knowledge, because that's what a lot of sayings are, passing down knowledge to the next generation so that they learn from what you've learned.
Oh yeah,
You know?
definitely. That goes all the way back to, well, for us, to Africa with griots and all that, in terms of the cultural context, because the elders passing down the stories verbally to the next generation, and that's how we do it. That's how we do it.
That's how we do it. Storytelling. In those storytellings, there are sayings and
Right.
dropping gems about different things, and that's such a great point. I love that. It's such a great point.
Like you said,
guys.
culturally, because there's all different types of cultures and they have their different sayings. We want, we definitely want you guys to comment and let us know some of the ones that we're missing, because I know, there's hundreds, if not thousands of different things. And I'm sure we're missing a bunch of them, but yeah, let us know what you guys, what we're missing and what you guys have that we don't know, and we, so we can learn too about the.
Yeah, like share some of your family sayings.
Right.
Because we're pretty sure a bunch of you guys have a lot of them.
Right. Yes. And definitely follow us on social media. Let's keep the conversation going. Instagram, we're on Twitter, we're on Facebook, and we're also on YouTube. You're probably watching us
On
right
YouTube
there.
right now, exactly. So if you're watching our YouTube, first off, thank you for watching to the end. Second off, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also hit the notification bell to get notified whenever we put out new video. New content, exactly.
We want to thank everybody for watching. Let's kick it with the Joneses, and make sure you tune in every Wednesday at 6 o'clock for new episodes.
Taking hate from the outside, but in here your family. Come kick it with people you trust, lifting you up with stories of empathy. In this home, you be what you want, not what you're told to become as you are. Carrying this load alone is hard, but we'll spot you part of the squad. Let's kick it.